Hi guys, this is this is Lucy. Hi. She is my new kitten. She's about a month old, getting to be like maybe 5 weeks, who knows, maybe in 6 weeks. She's a wild thing, we don't really know. Her eyes are starting to turn from blue to like green, so 5-6 weeks. She's tiny. For anyone who's wondering, Pharaoh and her are already friends. I've had her for like 2 weeks. I don't. It's so ideal. It's going better than I could have hoped it to go so soon. They're gonna be cuddling in no time, which is my dream. Like, ouch. Imagining a big kitty, my kitty Pharaoh, cuddling with a baby kitten. A new love of my life, a new soulmate, spirit teacher in the form of an unconditionally loving kitty. It's good stuff. I'm very happy. She's in my life. I just wanted to share her with you guys. So she's one reason why I haven't been around on the interweb lately. I haven't made a video since pretty much my breaking no contact video. There's a few reasons for that. She's one of them. She came out of the blue and deserves attention. So does Pharaoh in this time of transition. But another reason is been feeling real angry, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. I talked about it today with my therapist, and I'm just going to kind of share the story of what happened in that talk. But I haven't wanted to dive into healing stuff and talking about it and bringing it more to my focus than was already being triggered into my awareness, and therefore attracted like more of into my life. So I just, and also being angry, like it's not a place to make a video, you know, from. It's not an energy place. So one sec. Alrighty, hello there everybody. It's nice to be back. Today I'm going to tell you about my therapy session today, because it was pretty potent. So I have been experiencing a lot of anger. I feel so sensitive, like an exposed nerve, like I'm being triggered all the time by all these people in my life. Not anymore, just toxic situations, but I don't know, it's like I used up all of my empathy and compassion and strength, you know, acceptance in toxic situations, and I have none of it left right now. I don't know, I don't know where it's gone. My empathy and my optimism, it hasn't been around lately. And so I was telling my therapist this, and she said, well, anger is secondary, you know. She didn't say this, but she said, it's what's underneath the anger, Allison. What feeling? What core belief? Let's try to figure it out. And then it won't happen overnight, but slowly your core beliefs, what's subconsciously causing you to respond so intensely, be so angry, you'll figure it out, and you'll let it go. And I said, well, you know, I don't think that it's gonna happen overnight, but I do feel like these aren't buried so deeply. Like, I haven't always been angry. I've been very understanding, and, you know, I've been very bright. I've managed to be a lot over the years. I feel like the anger being so at the surface is me having unburied a lot of my triggers, and like me being like this exposed nerve. Like, I feel like they're at the surface. Like, I think I can figure them out. Like, let's try right now. Can I tell you about the scenarios, and can we try to figure out what these core beliefs are? What's causing me to be, you know, what's the pattern of triggers? Like, what's the deepest root in them? Like, their past, and, you know, all that. Because I really want to let this go. It's not okay. Let's figure it out. So, I brought up 2 scenarios of times when I reacted strongly with anger. They were both from today. So, like, I don't know, that tells you I've been getting mad like every day for the past 3 weeks. And since the beginning of the year, since 2020, I was actually being told like I'm a piece of shit. And like, I started not being compassionate. I started being really mad about it. And that's when I think anger really started to unbury itself. And ever since the beginning of the year, like, it's just been coming out more, but now in scenarios that I don't think it's called for. So just today, there's been 2 scenarios where I've gotten really freaking mad. One involved someone doing something and me wondering why the heck they would do such a thing. And ultimately, we discovered that the core belief there is them being inconsiderate. That's what made me mad. Like, why would they do that? I wouldn't do that to someone, and I'm mad that other people would do it to other people. Like, why aren't you using your brain? You know, why are you being this inconsiderate? And of course, all of you watching can understand why. You know, it's part of my past, but there's more. So moving into the next scenario, the other person's action wasn't necessarily wrong. They asked me a question, and how I interpreted the question, how I saw it, was actually the problem. I felt challenged by this person and defensive, like it was an attack, like there's a threat. And the end of the day, the bottom core belief is that I didn't feel good enough. I felt like I needed to have an idea or be something or like do something more than just what I am, more than just whatever. I had to explain myself, you know, I wasn't good enough. And the thing is, the situation, the question I was asked, it wasn't an action, but you know, that could have been the case. In this case, someone asked me a question. I projected this core belief onto the question and responded defensively. And a better way to go about the situation would have been to, you know, ask another question, clarify, maybe explain, like, hey, that kind of upset me. What do you mean? Ask questions. I think that would be the better thing to do. But anyways, the core belief was that I'm not good enough. Like, that is what I interpreted from the situation. And that is really triggering for me. That makes me mad, makes me sad. And looking into that idea further, I project it onto the world around me. When other people do things, I sometimes feel attacked because I'm projecting the fact that I don't feel good enough. When in all reality, the other people probably think that I'm fine the way I am. And going back to scenario 1, Lucy, she wants to get up on that big dresser over there. No. Lucy. Going back to scenario 1, the first scenario where I thought the other person was being inconsiderate, I'm also projecting not being good enough onto other people. I'm seeing them as not good enough. When my true, pure, detoxified from all of this stuff, emotional baggage, self would prefer to be accepting of other people and understanding, you know, think, why did that person do that, you know? First of all, they could just like not have noticed, you know, not realize that they're doing anything wrong because they don't think the way that we do, like vigilantly, you know, perhaps unhealthily people, you know. It'd be great if everyone were considerate and were super considerate like me and like maybe you know, empathic children of people who have been wronged and rejected and who don't want to make other people feel that way. But in reality, not everyone is, and not everyone's considerate, and not everyone's trying to improve themselves, you know, constantly figure out their crap. So they have crap and they bring it around. And pure Allisun, ideal, you know, best version Allisun would just be accepting of it. And even if, you know, I notice that there's an issue in someone, not let it affect my happiness, you know, not respond in such an intensely angry way, right? Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh my god, what's the matter, baby? And even further, so I wanted to see other people as good enough, be accepting of them, be accepting of the outside world, you know, bring out the best in them also. So instead of reacting negatively, angrily, react in a way that maybe brings awareness to them, to an area, aspect of them that could grow, could evolve, could transform. Or I don't know, just light them up, be positive, bring them to the moment, you know, bring out the best in them in some way. And then even further, not involving the outside world, like the best version of me, the most pure, detoxed version of me, the best ideal, you know. I don't know why none of that sounds right, because I'm trying to not be like, okay, this version is bad, I'm trying to beat this version of myself. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, actually. Ideally, and I would just be good enough. I would feel good enough and move from a place of feeling good enough and not feel threatened because I know my worth. And I'm not afraid of losing people or any of that jazz, you know. I would just feel good enough and, you know, be happy and radiate happiness and attract that. So, you know, then moving further in the conversation with my therapist, you know, she was saying find the core belief underneath the scenarios, you know, look into them, what made you respond the way that you did, and like think about how you can respond differently in the future, but also unbury the core beliefs and ultimately like be a happier person, change them. And how do we change them? You know, in the first scenario, be accepting of others, you know, find an explanation for the behavior, not like an accusation, but like, I don't know, even deeper than that, like how do you challenge not feeling good enough? And I really think it's, you know, diving, first of all, finding scenarios, figuring out that core belief. If you feel threatened, then wondering, is a situation stemming from that core belief? And why? Like, what part about me doesn't feel good enough? Sorry guys, I ran out of space in my memory card. I had to delete a bunch of videos that I filmed and I didn't upload because they were filmed when I was feeling kind of angry. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh. So I hope that you guys apply this to your life, but I mean, just returning to my life here, and hopefully like your life too. There's things to be grateful for and to focus on, and if we're focused on all this bad stuff, like not feeling good enough and feeling threatened and just like responding the way that we always have, and like not really digging detective style into it to figure out what its roots are and how we can change it, then, you know, if we're focusing on all that, we can't focus on the good stuff. And look at, there is good stuff. There really is. There's hope, you know, the life you wish for, it's within reach. It's probably around you right now. Literally, you can touch it. You just gotta choose to see it and focus on it. Refocus. But you can't if you're all caught up in anxiety and anger and you don't know why, so you gotta dig and figure out why. And like seeing other people and like being mad about them, you know, like going no contact with people, alcoholics, narcissistic individuals, toxic individuals. It's not the root of the problem, you know. The root is inside, and it may have, you know, connections with other people, but how do they make you feel? And do you project that onto your world? Is that the real problem? If so, notice it when the problem occurs, and then choose to focus on the good stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have today. A little rambly, but I'm gonna go. I don't know, I think she wants something. I'm not sure what, because it doesn't look like she wants anything. Maybe she's just talking to you guys and being like, yeah, what she said, right? Right? Okay. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.